We have lots to show you tonight, but first we need to talk about big changes coming in the weather.
Isn't there always big changes? Cool and clear right now, but in just a matter of hours, it is going to get messy. David Paul.
This has been a very active winter weather pattern, and we're stuck in it, and we got more of it. Now, on radar outside right now, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot going on, but rain showers are beginning to increase. And by tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., that's what we're facing. Wet weather for the morning commute, and then going into lunchtime, that wet weather just expands in coverage. And so it's going to be a cold and wet day tomorrow. Speaking of cold, 6 a.m. temps, how about 45 degrees at Bush, Pearland 46, Conroe 44. With the rain in the morning, 3.5 cups of coffee is what I recommend. Rainy and cold morning. Temps in the 40s all day. It won't warm up tomorrow at all. Coats and umbrellas. The rain may get heavy. There may be a clap of thunder. We'll update the allergy picture, which is getting bad. Oh, and tonight is a super snow full moon. We'll talk more about that coming up.
I don't trust being in my own home near that home because I don't know if someone's going to knock down my door.
People are furious, and they're letting the police chief of Houston know it after a botched drug raid last month that killed a husband and wife in their home.
And because there are serious questions about that raid, Larry Seward is live on the East End.
Fill us in, Larry.
Well, Lynn, Greater Houston's Coalition for Justice put all of this together. They invited the public and the police chief, as well as the mayor, who was not here, but the district attorney was. The chief opened his mouth and people jumped down his throat. Every time they spoke about no-knock warrants or the deadly drug raid investigators believe based on lies, Police Chief Art Acevedo and Harris County District Attorney Kim Ogg heard it.
I just want to say that you're a coward and all your officers are cowards.
I'm very confident that we're going to have criminal charges on one or more police officers, and my responsibility.
There is an orderly process to gathering evidence and presenting it, and we want that. That's what maintains order in our system.
Ain't no order, y'all killing us. Ain't no order.
That's the past. I don't play that game. Hey, I was fighting the union just last week about their. Can I finish?
But in the black and brown community, this has been happening for decades.
I don't trust being in my own home near that home because I don't know if someone's going to knock down my door and shoot my dogs and kill me and my husband.
Aurora Charles, whose brother died when HPD served a warrant looking for someone else 6 years ago, wanted to know when and how things will get better.
All I want is the law to change. You cannot go by the word of an informant. You've got to do some more investigation. That's all I ask.
Chief Acevedo told us no-knock warrants are going away soon and more policy changes are coming.
I'm not worried about that. I think that not doing your job is what puts you in jeopardy. Not doing everything you can, your due diligence is what puts you in jeopardy. And like I said, my history and my skills speak for themselves. And quite frankly, if it wasn't for this chief, nobody would be talking about what our officer did wrong.
Though invited, Mayor Turner did not show up here. Neither did candidate Tony Busby, who in a statement earlier today called for Chief Acevedo to be fired. Candidate Bill King, the only candidate present here, told me he was encouraged by the chief asking for this no-knock warrant policy to be done away with. The City Council's Public Safety Committee, they plan to look at this issue as well. We're live on the East End tonight. Larry Seward, KHOU 11 News.
Still pretty contentious. We'll see where it all goes from here. Thanks so much, Larry.
A sign of relief for parents in LaPorte tonight. The Harris County Health Department says a suspected case of measles wasn't measles after all. Doctors originally told the pre-K students' parents they thought it was the measles, but tests proved otherwise. So far, Harris County has had 4 confirmed cases of measles in recent weeks.
It was supposed to be a beautiful photo shoot for a 1-year-old's birthday, but now Houston police are investigating a woman after things got ugly.
Keep recording her.
Look.
You're all right. Look at what you're doing. Look at what
you're doing.
Neighborhood.
Okay.
And you have brought these people who are crazy.
Victim.
You are racist. Shame on you. Shame on you. You're racist.
A woman who we are not identifying because she has not been charged with a crime confronted the baby's parents and photographer, accusing them of being on private property. North Boulevard is a public walkway that's popular for photo shoots because it's lined with oak trees. The woman went so far as to pull on the blanket the baby was sitting on and swatting at the parents' phones when they started recording the confrontation.
You touch my child, woman, you will go to court. You touch my child, you will go to court.
We don't expect an apology, but I don't think she should get away with putting her hands on people.
The woman in the video sent us this statement saying, quote, "I am very sorry. I got upset." She also says she confronted 3 commercial photo shoots happening on that block, but lost her cool with this family because they were disrespectful. Now, HPD confirms it is now investigating a possible assault, and officers want to talk to anyone who saw that confrontation.
We've got to keep fighting against this emergency.
In Houston and across the country, thousands of people are protesting President Trump's decision to declare a national emergency. It allows the president to spend billions on a border wall, a promise he made while campaigning. He also repeatedly said Mexico would pay for the wall. Well, tonight, there are 16 states that have now filed a federal lawsuit led by California and New York to block Trump's funding plan. You'll notice only 2 of those states actually happen to be on the border. On Capitol Hill, Democrats are expected to bring up a resolution of disapproval. Enough Republicans might join to pass it, but it still wouldn't be enough to stop a presidential veto. Some of those Republicans point out there are other ways Congress could limit the president's spending.
You can't spend $8 billion in the next 6 months. And so what I think you're going to see in the next appropriation cycle is restricting some of that funds.
The White House says the president will use a veto if needed.
Friends of a Sugar Land couple are in disbelief tonight after learning the husband and wife are dead.
Police believe this is a case of murder-suicide. The story kicks off our 90-second nightcap.
Police are saying it appears that the husband killed his wife, then he killed himself. The couple's 16-year-old daughter was at home asleep in her bed when it all happened.
Officers arrived on the scene and we found a dead female in the driveway. Looked like she had been shot 1 time in the head.
Police say there's no record of calls to the home and no history of domestic violence. Several of them got an email from the husband at around 5 o'clock this morning. The men won't discuss the details of the note, but they knew they needed to come.
Police say the suspect, 45-year-old Gary Martin, brought a .40 caliber handgun to work and started shooting after he was fired.
He's never gonna come home. Never.
According to police, Martin was in illegal possession of a gun that he first purchased legally. He had a 1995 felony conviction for aggravated assault that did not come up on his background check.
So we've been telling you about big plans for that high-speed rail line between Dallas and Houston. Travel time, 90 minutes. Sounds great. But a recent ruling in Leon County, that's halfway between the 2 cities, could stop this project in its tracks.
The landowner's attorney in Leon County claims Texas Central isn't a railroad company yet. Why? Because it hasn't laid down any tracks and it doesn't operate any trains. The judge in Leon County agreed.
34,000 potholes. That's how many the city of Houston says it filled last year.
No one is saying every street is perfect in the city of Houston and every pothole has been filled.
But they do more if more complaints came in. Tonight, officials are reminding people to report them.